Hey, Invisible Cactus here. I am probably very weird looking on your screen, but that's not really the point. So, I spent a long time thinking about this video. So long that I think all hype for Fortnitemares 2022 just completely died off. I don't like the video that this is looking to be. The audio's terrible. I think I'm way too negative. It's half finished, so I thought I've put a bit of work into this, a lot of work actually, just ploughing forward with it. I think I've already sunk about 5 hours into it, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy with this video at all, so I'm going to upload half of the thing. Well, I'm not uploading the entirety of the thing, but like, the first half or so is edited, then after that it's just unedited footage that you can do whatever you like with. Take it out of context, re-edit it into YouTube Poops, finish editing it. I don't care. Just here it is for you because I feel like you deserve it. This is the video that was never meant to be. And you'll see me again in a moment to tell you when you've crossed the barrier of the no editing. Yet to see what awaits us this year at the time of recording this video, but whatever it is, I know I'm gonna love it. So now we've covered all the history, let's dive into some of the aspects of Fortnitemares and explain exactly what makes them all so perfect. Starting off with... So let's talk about Fortnitemares 2020. So Fortnitemares is a pretty hot topic right now, and I definitely think for good reason. If you saw my last video, then you'll know how much I love Halloween, both in real life and in Fortnite. So when I say that this year's event was disappointing, I do not say it lightly. It greatly pains me that Epic Games, who have always gone above and beyond in the past when it came to seasonal events, could have dropped the ball so hard with this one. I find it so hard to believe that in the game's 5th year, Fortnite has put out not one, but 2 mediocre events for holidays. So I'm going to go through this year's Fortnitemares, using the same points I used to explain the greatness of Fortnitemares. That way, a true comparison can be made. So on to the first point of this video. Skins and other cosmetics. As I've said before, the cosmetic side of Fortnitemares is probably the most popular and anticipated of the entire event. So with that in mind, you can probably understand why many people felt that this year's Fortnitemares skins left a lot to be desired. iTalk definitely puts it best when he's talking about the skins, when he says,
"What does this have to do with Fortnitemares?" I'm just saying, like, I feel like I'm going to get some backlash for this because that is kind of the majority of people's issues with the skins that we're going to talk about here.
And many people echoed this statement. With the season of Halloween offering so many creative possibilities, and the amazing looking potential Halloween concept skins that have been leaked in the surveys, it's no surprise that people got upset when the most Halloween feeling skin we got this year was a retextured Shadow Henchman. Along with this, many people were disappointed when Fortnite came out with just one seasonal crossover with Evil Dead. Now, I'm not going to criticise the franchise that gave us this amazing line.
This is my boomstick!
But when you think Halloween movie characters, your first thought isn't Ash Williams. Instead, people are expecting crossovers with Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, and Halloween. Having these big names to come to Fortnite could have been the thing that redeemed this year's Fortnitemares in many people's eyes, and it's what people were hoping for considering the lackluster nature of the event. Instead, the biggest crossover wasn't even a skin, instead it was the emote for the Monster Mash. In a game whose entire funding comes from cosmetics, it's astonishing that Fortnite would end up releasing this, and not this. At least they brought back all of the old and better skins. Well, almost all. So overall, Fortnitemares 2022 is not off to a good start, and it really only gets worse from here as we jump into lore. In my last video, I said that Fortnitemares was one of the best times for the game's long and complex lore, with some of the biggest events in the game's history taking place around Halloween, with the Floating Cube Island, the Cube Queen, or Shadow Midas all being part of these massive events that gripped the entire community. So, what did this season bring, with the Herald planning to conquer, the Floating Island house returning, and an overall dark theme to the season? Well, we got another party in a single small location. No lore progress, nothing even to do with the Herald, or indeed the Nothing. Instead, once again, Fortnite put its lore on hold for the sake of having a second party for the second season in a row. I swear, if Christmas this year is Sergeant Winter holding a rave at Logjam or something, I might just quit the game until Fortnite finally learns that they need to do more than just have loud music to play for half a month. Literally everything was building to a massive twist in the storyline, and instead it was discarded in favour of having discount DJ Yonder here hold a pointless set at Reality Falls. But if you insist on dancing along, then you're given the new and only addition to the loot pool, which swings us swiftly into gameplay. Fortnitemares has never been the same 2 years in a row, but it's always had certain aspects that have always remained constant. Even in Midas's Revenge, which changed the game massively, there were still dots to be joined. Ever since Chapter 1 Season 6, there's always been some sort of connection with dark energy, with 2018 and 19 focusing on monsters spawned from the cube, 2020 having a reanimated purple Midas, and 2021 introducing us to the Cube Queen and whole new designs for the cube monsters. So how does Fortnitemares 2022 incorporate these core features that have been a beloved staple of the season for 4 years? Well, let me oversimplify it for you. Let's say this cardboard box is Fortnitemares' consistency, and this shovel is Fortnitemares 2022. Get the picture? At this point, you're probably thinking that this has absolutely nothing to do with gameplay anymore, and have already disliked the video, sent me a death threat through my Discord, link in the description, and clicked off the video to once again sulk that November isn't over yet. Well, randomly specific person who probably isn't in my audience of less than 600 subscribers, get ready to remove that dislike and delete that message, because the constant cube threat has everything to do with Fortnitemares' gameplay. You see, the hordes of cube monsters, or in 2020's case, the shadows, provide a secondary threat to the player in a unique way that can't really be experienced in any other time of year. So when you remove such an iconic staple feature, like the hordes, then people are going to notice and complain. But let's give Epic Games a chance. What have they deemed so important that they removed October's main selling point to make way for it? Well, it's a recoloured and nerfed version of Wolverine's claws that are super easy to obtain and don't give the player any sort of advantage, instead gaining them more of a disadvantage with a large blue polygon wolf head and terrible melee claws. But the worst feature of them is the fact that the dashing costs stamina. Hey, it's Cactus again, and welcome to the Cross Boundary. From this point on, it's nothing but unedited footage. YouTube poopers, I call you forward to do whatever you like with my visage. Editors of professional videos, then do whatever you like. And everyone else, enjoy. It's a little secret at the end if you're interested. Now, mythical items have been going downhill since Chapter 2 Season 4. Probably the last time we had any sort of overpowering mythic items. Since then, more and more mythical items have been deemed useless or not powerful enough. Since Season 5 and the Mando jetpack, Since Season 5 had the Mando jetpack, and the Predator Gauntlet, Season 6 booming back with a mythical primal shotgun, only for that to be replaced with a mythical recycler. Ugh. Season 7's mythics were all garbage, and Season 8 had the dumb explosive kunai as a mythic. So underpowered and so useless, literally no one remembers them. In fact, the only really overpowering mythical items that have recently... The only real overpowering mythic items recently were the Dragon Ball stuff, and even that could be counted easily. So that brings us to these claws. They're only going to be in the game for 2 weeks, and they are literally the main selling point of Fortnitemares. Literally, they're the only thing featured in the trailer. So, why, Fortnite, am I not ripping through lobbies with these things like the Infinity Blade? Instead, going up against an opponent and getting torn apart with gunfire. In a game where all of the weapons are long-range guns, melee items basically have to be overpowered to combat that. If not, then no one has a reason to pick them up. Yes, I know Epic doesn't want another Infinity Blade situation, but when the item is only available for just 2 weeks, won't have any effect on FNCS whatsoever, and given the rank of Mythic, one would expect it to be a bit stronger. Instead, with literally no incentive to use them, the game feels like it has barely changed. Instead, with no incentive for any player to use them, the game feels like it has barely changed. So what should have been 2 weeks of slicing fun was instead the time of a minor rave at the reality tree and not much else. Epic gave themselves 1,000 opportunities for this year's... Epic Games gave themselves 1,000 opportunities for this year and squandered it all for another pointless party. I'm skipping content because there was none. Except Noah's Noah. Noah's Noah made a lot of good content this fortnight. Let's go check him out. Bait and switch. So now we arrive at the only new point in this video, and in my opinion, the most upsetting, as the amount of false promises that we had for Fortnitemares left most of the community greatly confused and angered, as they felt straight up clickbaited by the game. First, we have the crew. In October, we had the Red Claw set. Not the best crew skin, but pretty cool. But the thing that got everyone excited and theorising was the loading screen that came with the pack. Now, people quite naturally assumed that the strange shadow creatures in the loading screen for the October crew skin were a chromified version of Midas's shadows to fit with the season, and everyone, including myself, because I mention it in like 3 videos, was expecting an event as fun and bombastic as Fortnitemares 2020, with ghost players zooming around the Chapter 3 map. Instead, as you already know, this amazing and most likely very simple idea never came to be. Instead, the loading screen just decided to contain strange Instead, the loading screen just decided to contain strange chrome creatures for no reason in October. Look, Fortnite. I know it's a cool loading screen, but you can't put something like this in the October crew pack and not expect people to anticipate shadows to return and be very disappointed when it turns out you don't. Next, we have the announcement itself. Now, Fortnite likes to use its Twitter to tease upcoming stuff. So when they said, quote, prepare for screams, bad dreams, and all things spooky, the player base assumed that Screams was a teaser to Ghostface. Bad Dreams was Freddy Krueger, and with more Halloween Freddy Krueger, and with these, more Halloween icons. Instead, we had Rick and Morty characters that were in the trailer for Fortnitemares, so technically grouping them into the event. So instead of getting horror icons, the community just waited and fumed over the item shop, waiting for Michael Myers and staring into the blank eyes of Mr. Meeseeks, who had taken his place. Once again, Fortnite could have gotten away scot-free with this if they hadn't worded their Twitter in such a specific way. Instead, they decided to rile their community up even more. They could have fixed this so easily by teasing Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger or something early on, or just clarifying they're not coming. Finally, there are two big in-game false promises there are two big in-game false promises in the form of the Loot Lake House and the Creative Hub. First, let's talk about the house. Why did Epic Games decide to bring back the house from the first big Fortnitemares in this season that Halloween takes place in? Why Fortnite decided to bring back the house from the very first proper Fortnitemares in 2018 and not do anything with it, I will never know. All I can say is the house better play a role in the near future, because if not, I'll have to draw the conclusion that Fortnite just hates most of its dedicated followers. So look for him. All I can say is, if the house does not play a big role in the future, all I can say is this: if the house doesn't play a big role in the future, all I can say is the house better play a big role in the near future, because if not, I'll have to draw the conclusion that Fortnite just hates its most dedicated followers, who just look for every small hint in every action they do. And then we enter the Creative Hub. Either the people who review these creative hubs have been living under a rock for the last few months, or they are deliberately trying to get Epic Games sued. Or they're deliberately trying to get Epic Games sued. If you don't know, which I honestly don't blame you for, who uses the Creative Hub anymore, but every week a new Creative Hub point is added to the game, and each is made by a member of the community. A bit like the block from Chapter 1. However, this time around, the hub is a clear reference to the popular Netflix show Stranger Things, that recently celebrated its 4th season. So the hype was high. So the hype was high for another crossover with the show. So the hype was high for Fortnite to have another crossover with the show, and Halloween would have been the perfect time to do this. With this obvious reference to the show, being officially approved by Fortnite themselves, along with some minor references to the show at the new Grim Gables house, with a single grandfather clock and a room that is upside down, the fact that they did all this and delivered nothing is just criminal. Most people can forgive one misstep of false advertising, but when there's 4 counts, then it's much harder to forgive. Then it's straight up lying and possibly fraud. Seeing as Fortnite has not made good of this created map, then that leads me to believe that this was done without license from Netflix. Fortnite has not only opened themselves up to the community's fury, but also the potential lawsuits for misuse of brand. It's one thing for Fortnite to feature a rip-off. It's one thing for Fortnite to feature a rip-off in the creative display, but quite another to put one front and centre in its main hub for creative, for all to see. It's just, I have no idea what they were planning with this year. It is absolutely beyond me. And I can only hope that whatever live event or something they're planning at the end of the season makes up for these last 2 events that have just been absolutely garbage. Like, I might just... I've got some of the choice quotes from...
Remember,
That was a video of me. I've got some choice quotes here from a few voices on various social medias. I'll just bring a few of them up. Wherever they are. Oh yeah, here they are. This season is so bad. I rarely play anymore. If it wasn't for the fact that I've spent money on Fortnite, I'd delete it. This season of Fortnitemares is a joke. Mare this season's event was disappointing. Aside from the ash skin, that was cool. This year's Fortnitemares was pretty dull. Won't even notice it's gone. Lazy this year. This is a disappointment for this year. This is a disappointment for this year's holiday events. Let's hope you make up for it 1,000% big for winter this year. Let's hope you make up 10,000% for this year's winter event. The best thing about Fortnitemares this year is it ending. Major disappointment. Half the skins in the item shop had nothing to do with Halloween, and the biggest one was, why bother hinting screams and bad dreams and not bringing out relevant and obvious skins that were hinted and teased? I always look forward to Fortnitemares, but this year's was terrible. This Fortnite this Fortnitemares skins like epic setup. What? Worst Fortnitemares. That one's to the point. Shall we crown the Fortnitemares as the worst event ever in Fortnite? After playing matches of this, I prefer last season's Fortnitemares, because this one actually sucks, because nothing... Where are the witch brooms? And where are the witch brooms? And the whole map should have been dark and foggy for ultra spookiness. This was terrible. Fortnitemares hasn't been the same since Chapter 2 Season 4, which took place in October 20... they got the dates wrong. Yes, definitely disappointing. It doesn't have the same feeling as previous years. It makes you wonder what Winterfest will be like. For a first timer, this really does feel like such a letdown. First thing, I really wanted to do... I found it disappointing this year, though I'm slowly losing my... I found it disappointing this year, though I'm slowly losing my motivation to even keep playing the game. So I've been enjoying other games lately. It's just that... I think it's just me outgrowing the game itself. I've been enjoying other games lately, and games that have been collecting dust, and being outside before the winter weather sets in. Both the summer and Halloween events this year have been lacking quite a bit. At least it's not more disappointing than the summer event. They were just some choice quotes from Fortnite's YouTube and Facebook. I did not want to bring myself to go onto Twitter. In conclusion then, not good. I hope that this video has given you some kind of understanding as to what this year's Fortnitemares was clearly lacking, or some kind of new light on the state of Fortnite right now, where they're putting far more effort into more and more crossovers and less into amazing events that everyone can enjoy. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like, or even subscribe to show it, and so you don't miss out on more videos like this in future. Thanks for watching, everyone. Chimichanga!